Hola, sweet friends. Welcome to Love Lab MD, the only place for highly ambitious women to be our authentic feminine selves while discussing intimate relationship topics. Love Lab MD is a non-judgmental space to seek and give relationship advice and power couple tips. We will learn how to authentically lead with love so that we can deepen the connection and enhance the intimacy between our love and ourselves. And I am your host, a doctor mom in a dual physician relationship and a marriage and intimacy coach, Dr. Kate Mangona. Bienvenidos. Welcome to another amazing episode of Love Lab MD. I am welcoming back once again my mother, Sylvia Mooring, to the episode. She's been married almost 48 years, so she has lots of marriage advice. She has me as a daughter, and she has taught for 48 years in early elementary school education. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to recreate the perfect Mother's Day. And why I'm talking about this is because we just had Mother's Day 2 weekends ago, and I don't want you guys, or a few weekends ago, and I don't want to wait another year before I put out this episode. I want to share it with you now. I want to share with you what we did for our Mother's Day, how much intentional planning went into this, and encourage you to think about what you want for your Mother's Day. And if you want to just recreate it and do another one here this summer, I encourage you to do it. So let's encourage all the mothers out there to take more days for yourselves. You don't have to wait for Mother's Day. You can plan an epic Mother's Day, and you can do more this summer. What do you think about that, Mom?
I think that's an excellent idea.
And welcome back to my show.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's just acknowledge all the work that goes into parenting. It's a lot of work, wouldn't you say?
A lot of work.
Now, as an only child, I feel like you were there for me anytime I ever needed it. You know, even in med school, even in residency, breaking up with my boyfriends, you were there. You were there with me. I didn't really have to share you with any other siblings. However, I did have to share you with your parents, right? Like, as we all now, when you're, how do I put this? I felt like my grandparents were kind of like second parents or other siblings, if you might, because you spend a lot of time taking care of them. And also my father, right? So I feel like I did have to kind of share, but I didn't have that sibling rivalry that I will say my 3 children have. Regardless, if you have one child trying to have children or have 3, 5, 10, it's a lot of work. And what we want, the purpose of this episode is to be able to be okay with anything else. What's most important is that you take care of yourselves. If you're taking care of kids, if you're taking care of trying to have kids, your uterus, your ovaries, if you're taking care of parents, if you're taking care of your spouse, patients, remember that your body needs you to take care of it. Not just your body, but your mind and your spirit and your soul. And in order to do this, you have to dedicate time and space for this. So if you are feeling guilty, and some of my clients friends come to me because they're like, Kate, I feel so guilty going away for anything, a retreat, a conference, a mastermind, just a weekend with girlfriends, or even a date night with my husband. Because when I do, I feel like I'm not present for the kids, and I work full time, or maybe I work 3 days a week, but I still want to be present for the kids. And they have this feeling of guilt that lives inside of them. And so first of all, I just want to break down the definition of guilt. Do you know the definition of guilt?
Not feeling good.
Yes. Okay. And let's extrapolate on that. So guilt means intentionally harming someone else. Okay. So feeling bad because of intentional harm. Now, I don't think that when we talk about mom guilt, we're actually intentionally harming our kids and then feel bad about it. So I don't really think this guilt is validated. Do we feel it? Yes, sometimes. Are there people who are really, really good at feeling it more than others? Absolutely. So let's learn from those people who have learned how to take care of themselves and their kids and know that doing that actually makes a stronger relationship and sets up stronger future relationships for their children's. So the importance of self-care and taking care of yourself from others. And you know what, Mom? What was your form of self-care when I was young? Or did you save it all up for retirement?
No, my self-care was I always loved to play the flute, and I always played at church every Sunday. So I had practice every Wednesday, and I always made sure I had a perfect babysitter for Kate because I think she had more fun with them than she would have ever had with me when I was at practice every Wednesday night.
Oh, so I had babysitters every Wednesday night.
Every Wednesday night while I went to practice my flute with the choir.
Wow. I didn't even know that. Like, I thought I never had babysitters. I mean, I remember a few, but yeah, okay. So that's amazing. Playing an instrument, going to take a dance class, going to a cooking class, or even going out to enjoy nice food if you're a foodie, all those things. And did you feel guilty about it?
No, because I knew that I left you in the best of hands.
And I had more fun. Okay. Well, there you go. So if you're leaving your children in good hands and know that they're going to have probably even more fun sometimes without you. Now, some moms don't. I've actually had a friend who calls herself a jealous mom, and she doesn't want any moment to go to take place without her presence. She has to do everything with her kids. That's a lot, right? That is a lot. So your kids could potentially have even more fun without you, but we're not comparing. We're really not comparing. If that helps you feel better, great. If it doesn't, let's not use it. So let's first address why we feel this guilt. Okay, so we define guilt. Why do we feel it? Because of society. And because of the patriarchy, we still have some of this in our, like, even as progressive as we are, as feminist as most of us are listening to this, we still have those higher beings looking over us, media flashing and on socials or the TV, Netflix, showing that, moms are supposed to be exhausted. Moms are supposed to do everything in their care necessary to make sure their kids are eating only organic, all natural. I researched things 5, 10, 20 different times, read all the articles to make sure, right? And that leaves no time for you to even sleep. So exhausted is the way to go. No, not really. Because how do we show up when we are exhausted?
And not in a very good position or shape.
So my daughter would tell me that I'm mean. I need to work on being less mean. That's what she told me yesterday. And I can tell you, when am I mean? When I'm stressed out because I'm anxious. We are not going to get to the places on time, which I have addressed. Last year, I did away with urgency. And I also have learned to sleep more, exercise more, and eat healthier. And so overall, and now taking vitamin D supplements, which taste very terrible because I'm taking them in omega-3 oil. Don't recommend, but I would prefer to be higher on the vitamin D than deficient. So let's do away with the normal societal cultural norm of an exhausted, burnt out mom who is angry and hungry and feeling like they can't even fit in their clothes. They don't feel good in their body because they can't move it and they can't take the time to eat healthy and nurture it and rest. So let's do away with that. Shift your headspace into prioritizing your well-being for the benefit of your children. If you don't eat and you don't have a healthy body, you are not going to be around as long as you want to be for your children and then for your grandchildren. Because I guarantee you, when your children are having children and their children are having children, you're probably going to want to be more of a help than a hindrance. So when we take care of ourselves mentally and physically, it actually benefits everybody. Your children, their children, your whole entire legacy, your work, and yeah, the whole other subject. So I just want to briefly talk about our experience this past Mother's Day. I had this idea of going to Miraval. So I went to the Miraval for the first time at a Living Wealthy retreat earlier this year, and I learned how I could book Miraval on credit card points. And this fascinated me because I had never booked a spa-like experience on credit card points before. And I looked at how many I had. I determined I had enough to book for me, my mother, and my mother-in-law. And so I asked them, hey, would you guys be up for 2 nights and 3 days at Miraval? And what did you say, Mom? What were you thinking?
I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot of exercises.
It wasn't. Was it?
It had a little bit here and there, but it was very relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I was going to be tired, but I was
really?
very relaxed because I thought it was me, one exercise after another.
Oh, I did book a lot. So maybe when you were seeing the itinerary.
Yeah, I just put it all together as one day.
Okay, so I gave her the itinerary of 3 days and it filled up one whole sheet of paper. But that was 3 days of activities. And when I asked my mother-in-law, she was like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? She likes to keep very busy. So when she's the opposite of you, when she saw the activity sheet, she was actually like, okay, I can do this. Because if it would have been blank, I'm sure you and I could have just talked for hours and slept in and done nothing and felt great. But I do love activities. And I know you like keeping busy. You will keep busy no matter what. And she loves activities too. So it was actually super rejuvenating. So many bonds were had and made and connections between us. And you know what? We left my 3 children at home with their father, Victor, for all of Sunday. And then they went to school Monday and Tuesday. We're with him Monday and Tuesday night with the help of our nanny when he was working. And it was marvelous.
It was Fred.
And with Lolo. Yeah, Fred Lolo, my father-in-law. And to be honest, I'm not sure they noticed we were gone.
No, I don't think so. No.
No. I mean, we FaceTimed them like once or twice, and they were having loads of fun with either Victor or Lolo, or I think the Sunday we left, Kata went rock climbing with Victor, and Shinola was so excited because she got to stay home with Lolo and just work on math. She was so excited. She got to work on her Montessori. I think it's called the Stamp Game, this Montessori math stamp game. She did it for like 3 or 4 hours. She was so excited because she felt super independent, like she was taking care of herself, very productive, and just, I really feel like she just felt independent.
Mm-hmm.
And she made me.
They were very, very, very happy.
Yeah.
Which
so
helped us.
It helped us. They knew we were spending time together. We were kind of instilling this early, but even if you don't have little kids, I tell you what, if you're happy, your happiness helps their happiness. It trickles. It shows them of what's possible, right? Of just what self-care looks like, and more than just self-care. I know self-care is a word we've kind of used or to exhaustion, but really just what does relaxation look like? What is rejuvenation? What is reconnection, reflection look like? So these are all benefits of taking time away. Now, planning time away. What would be some tips you would give somebody for planning time away? I know you would say, right, appropriate childcare, because that's what you did for me. That's what I do. What else? Maybe communicating with the needs of your family. I guess that's the other thing. You would have to tell, like I had to tell Victor, you had to tell your husband.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you do that?
I mainly did it by photos. I just let them know this is what we're doing.
Oh, no, I mean like before, like when you said, hey, I'm going to do this, or I'm thinking about doing this.
He said, you got to do it.
Didn't he ask to go? Or no?
Oh, yeah, he thought it was going to be for guys too.
So no, just for mothers.
It's just for women. He said, okay, that's okay. I'll find something to do here.
Yeah, and of course you guys are welcome to go another time on your own. And now you know what's possible. And the thing is, like, being able to communicate with them and telling them I need this time away is a skill in itself, right? Because you might have to get over your initial feelings of fear, or like, what if they don't agree, or what if they say it's going to be too much work for me to take care of the kids, or there's too much stuff going on in the house, too many work projects, or what if they say something like, we can't afford that, yet they can afford their nice car, and they can afford your nice computer, and you can afford thousands and thousands of dollar mortgage. So let's just reevaluate where we're spending our money when they say things like that. Just an example. So recommendations for activities, destinations. Do you have any recommendations of where your favorite places to go to rest, recharge?
New Orleans.
Oh, okay. Yeah. New Orleans. I love NOLA. Miraval actually has 3 locations: Austin, Berkshires, Tucson. Definitely recommend checking out Tucson. Love that. We just went to Austin. They're supposed to be opening another one in the Red Sea. There's also something called like Blackberry Farms. I think there are a lot of different spas that you can look at in Arizona and California and what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Las Vegas, like outskirts of Las Vegas. There are a lot of these things you can look at if you just start searching, like retreats, getaways, couples activities, and maybe you're doing this by yourself, with your mother, with as a couple. We already kind of outlined a lot of the emotional and mental health benefits. Like for me, I go so I can come back stronger, more calmer, more loving, more ready to like clear head, not so chaotic, enhanced mood, better coping skills, increased patience. And this is something I do on a daily practice too. And, I see, I have an energy person, but all these things, when you're immersed in it for a few days, really helps kind of like reset. So recreate that special Mother's Day for you. Do it in June, July, August. Do it once a month. Physical benefits, this improves your sleep, reduces your stress, increases your energy levels. To do all of this for you helps all others in your life. The ripple effect. Your friends notice, right? What becomes your normal becomes your friend's normal. And I say that because I choose to hang out with people who are doing hard things, like writing books, starting programs, starting online businesses, starting podcasts, taking time for retreats and masterminds for themselves. Things that I never thought was possible are now so normal. So surround yourself with the people you need to in order to prioritize what is important in your life. Okay. I encourage you to share your experiences with me, reach out to me on social media, through email, and support each other. Even you can go into the Love Lab MD Facebook group and start saying, like, this is what I did for Mother's Day. This is what I encourage you guys to do next year. This support, this network is here for you. So in conclusion, Miraval is an amazing place. Oh, one other place I forgot to mention, Maui. If you're looking to rest, rejuvenate with your spouse and take your relationship to the next level, enhance your love life like never before, how could I not mention Honeymoon 2.0 in Maui at the Four Seasons, October 7th through 11th, 2024, hosted by yours truly, Kate Mangona, and my amazing, delightful friend and marriage coach and intimacy expert, Alexandra Stockwell, will be highlighting 5 days of unforgettable intimacy, magical experiences, mindset coaching, embodiment coaching, excursions, bike rides down Haleakala, and other fun surprises and exercises and fun activities. We'll be doing fun intimacy activities. Yes, come to all of it, October 7th through 11th, this October in Hawaii, at the Four Seasons, where you will be treated like luxury. I invite you to check it out at alexandrastockwell.com/honeymoon. That's alexandrastockwell.com/honeymoon. Link is in the comments, and it is almost sold out. So I encourage you, sign up now. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, if you got any insights, the things we talked about, just brief recap, overcoming guilt, the definition of guilt, planning time away, how to do that, when to do that, the benefits of resting and recharging, and where to find encouragement and how to build encouragement for your circle. Go try it out today. Start planning your next Mother's Day recreation. Every day could be Mother's Day if you choose it to be, just like every day you choose love. Please share this with an episode with somebody who needs to hear it. And so much love to you and your spouse. Any closing thoughts, Mom?
No, I think you've said it all.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
And remember, love smarter, not harder.